Hello, this time we're going to discuss about solving system of linear equations by graphing. It is called system of linear equation because it composed of two or more linear equations. Okay? The solution to a system of equations is the point or points that make both equations true. Some equations can have one solution, no solutions, or an infinite number of solutions. There are various methods in solving a system of equations. One is the graphing method. Okay? On a graph, the solution to a system of equations can easily be seen. The solution to a system is the point of intersection. It is the point at which the two lines cross or meet. Okay? So we have here the summary. We have here, if the two lines intersect, this point of intersection represents the solution. Since these two lines intersect at one point, it means to say that the system has one solution. Okay? The equations are consistent and independent. Okay? The next one we have here. We have here the first line and the second line is also here. The two lines coincide. If the two lines coincide, meaning to say it has infinitely many solutions. The two lines are the same. They have the same slope and they have the same y-intercept. Okay? If the two lines coincide with each other, the two equations are consistent and dependent. And we have here the last one. The two lines are parallel. They never intersect. So in this case, the system has no solution. Okay? The two lines are parallel if they have the same slope but different in y-intercept. The two equations are inconsistent. Again, if the two lines intersect, it has one solution. If the two lines coincide, it has infinitely many solutions. And if the two lines are parallel, then it has no solution. Okay? So we have here some example. Solving a system of equations by graphing. What is the solution of the system? Okay? It is called system because it composed of two equations. Okay? We're going to graph the given equation using the slope-intercept method. We have y equals mx plus b. Okay? There are several methods in graphing equation. But in this case, we're going to use the slope-intercept method. Okay? Why? Because the given equation is already written in that form. So the first equation is equal to y equals x plus 2. Slope-intercept method, I should say, you're going to identify your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is the coefficient of x, which is 1. What does it mean? 1 over the denominator is 1. Your y-intercept is your constant, which is 2. Okay? So, we already know your y-intercept and your slope. We're now going to graph it. We need to plot first your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is always on the y-axis. Your b equals 2, so it is here. Then after that, consider now your slope. Your slope is 1. Your numerator is positive 1, meaning to say 1 up. And your denominator is positive 1, so meaning you're going to move 1 to the right. Okay? So connecting the points, that is now the graph of the first equation, y equals x plus 2. The second equation, y equals 3x minus 2. Do the same thing. Determine your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is the coefficient of x, which is 3, meaning 3 over 1. Your y-intercept is negative 2. So negative 2, the location is here. After locating your y-intercept, let us now consider your slope. From here, based from your slope, 3, meaning to say you're going to move up 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. And your denominator is 1, so you're going to move 1 to the right. So this is now the location of the second point. We're going to connect the 2 points. So you have there the graph of y equals 3x plus minus 2. Now, try to observe. The 2 lines intersect at this point. So meaning to say, this point represents the solution of the given system. So we are going to determine the coordinates of this point. We have your x is 2, and then your y is 4. Therefore, the solution of the given system is 2, 4. Let us check. How are we going to check it? You're going to use the 2 equation and then substitute the ordered pair. Okay? Y equals x plus 2. Your y is 4 equals your x is 2 plus 2. So 4 equals 2 plus 2, that is 4. They are equal, meaning to say 2 and 4 is the solution of the first equation. How about the second one? Y equals 3x minus 2. Do the same thing. You're just going to substitute the values of your x and your y. Your y is 4 is equal to 3 times your x is 2 minus 2. So you now have 4 equals 3 times 2, that is 6, minus 2. So you now have 4 equals 4. The statement is true, meaning to say 2 and 4 is also the solution of the given equation. Therefore, 2 and 4 is the solution of the given system. Can you follow? The next one we have here. What is the solution of the given system? Use a graph. So we're going to graph it again. Again, we can graph the given equation using the slope-intercept method. Okay, so we have the first equation, 2y minus x equals 2. Try to observe. The first equation is not written in slope-intercept form. So we're going to write that first in slope-intercept form. So we're going to move negative x on the other side. We need to get the opposite, that is positive x. Positive x. So you now have here 2y. Negative x plus x, that will be 0, is equal to x plus 2. Your y has a coefficient of 2, meaning we're going to divide each term by the coefficient of y, which is 2. Okay? So 2 divided by 2, that is 1. So you now have y equals x over 2. What is the number beside x here? That is 1. So you now have 1/2 x plus 2 divided by 2, that is 1. After that, we are now ready to determine your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is the coefficient of your x, which is 1/2. And your y-intercept is 1. So we now have your y-intercept, which is 1. It is here. And then your slope is 1/2. So from your y-intercept, we're going to move according to your slope. The numerator is positive 1, so you need to move up 1. The denominator is positive 2, so you need to move 2 steps to the right. So this is now the location of the second point. Connecting the 2 points, that is now the graph of the first equation. Let us proceed to the next equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1. The second equation is already written in slope-intercept form. So we can now identify your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is 1/2. And your y-intercept is 1. Do the same thing. We're going to graph it. Your y-intercept is positive 1, so it is here. From your y-intercept, we're now going to move according to your slope. Your slope has a numerator of 1, meaning 1 up, and then denominator of 2 run to the right. So here is the location of the second point. Then, connect the points. That is now the graph of the second equation. Try to observe. The 2 lines coincide. Meaning to say, we can say then that this system has infinite number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions or infinitely many solutions. What does it mean? It means to say that all the points here are the solution of the given system. Try to observe our 2 equations. We have here, the first equation has a slope of 1/2, and the second equation has also a slope of 1/2. They have the same y-intercept. And try to observe, they are exactly the same. If the 2 lines or the 2 equations are exactly the same, so it is very obvious that it has infinitely many solutions. Can you follow? Let us proceed to the next one. We have here y equals mx plus b, y equals 2x plus 2 and y equals 2x minus 1. This is so difficult to determine the color. That's why I need to change it. Now we're going to write the given equation in slope-intercept form. If you are going to observe, the 2 equation is already written in slope-intercept form. So, what are we going to do? We're just going to determine the slope and the y-intercept. Okay? So your slope there is 2, means 2 over 1. And your y-intercept is also 2. Okay? So, we're now ready to graph it. Your y-intercept is 2. It is here. So, from your y-intercept, we're going to move according to your slope. Your slope is 2 over 1. So, you're going to move up 2. And then, positive 1 is 1 to the right. It is there. Connecting the points, that is now the graph of the first equation. How about the second equation? Y equals 2x minus 1. You're going to determine your slope and your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is negative 1 and your slope is positive 2. Again, slope means 2 over 1. So let us now plot your y-intercept. negative 1. Negative 1 is here. We're going to move up 2 because your numerator is 2. So from there, 1, 2. And your denominator is 1, so to the right. Connect the 2 points, so we have that. Now, try to observe. The 2 lines are parallel. They never intersect. Therefore, the given system has no solution. Okay? Can you follow? Try to observe here. They have the same slope. The slope of the first is the same with the slope of the second. But they have different y-intercept. If this will be the case, therefore, the system has no solution. Okay? The next one we have here. 2x minus y equals negative 5, and then you have negative 2x minus y equals negative 1. The given system is not written in slope-intercept form, so we need to write first so that we can graph it. Actually, you can graph the given equation in different methods. You can graph it through intercept method also. Okay? So we have here 2x minus y equals negative 5. We're going to rewrite this in slope-intercept form. So we need to get rid of 2x. So we are going to write negative 2x on both sides. So 2x minus 2x, that will be 0. Bring down negative y equals negative 2x minus 5. Your y is negative, so we need to divide each term by negative 1, making it positive. Negative 1 divided by negative 1, that is positive 1. So you now have y. Negative divided by negative, that will be positive. So you have 2x. Negative divided by negative, that will be positive. So you now have 5. So from here, we can now identify your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is 2. We're going to rewrite it. 2, the denominator is 1. Your y-intercept is 5. Okay? Locate first your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is on the y-axis. It is here, 5. And then we're going to move based on your slope. Your slope is 2 over 1. So positive 2, 2 up. From your y-intercept, 1, 2. Your denominator is positive 1, so 1 to the right. So we now have, that is now the graph of the first equation. How about the second one? Negative 2x minus y equals negative 1. So you now have, we're going to rewrite this in slope-intercept form. So we need to get the opposite of negative 2x. That is positive 2x, positive 2x. Negative 2x plus 2x, that will be 0. So you now have negative y equals 2x minus 1. Since the coefficient of your y is negative, we're going to divide each term by negative 1. So negative divided by negative, that will be positive. So you now have y equals positive divided by negative, that will be negative 2x. Negative divided by negative, that will be positive 1. Okay? So from here, we can now identify your slope and your y-intercept. Your slope is the coefficient of x, which is negative 2. So you have negative 2 over 1. Your y-intercept is positive 1. We are now ready to graph. Your y-intercept is positive 1. It is here. Okay? Now we're going to move based from your slope. Your slope has a numerator of negative 2, means you're going to move down 2. 1, 2. Your denominator is positive 1, means 1 step to the right. Okay? And then after that, connect the points. Okay? We're going back. Sorry. Try to observe the two lines intersect at this point, meaning to say this is now the solution of the given system. Let us identify the coordinates of that point. We have your x is negative 1 and your y is positive 3. Okay? So the solution of the given system is negative 1 and positive 3. Let us try to check. Checking is optional. Let us just try to see if the solution is really negative 1, 3. You're going to substitute your x and your y on the two equations. So the first equation is 2x minus y equals negative 5. So 2, your x is negative 1 minus y equals negative 5. 2 times negative 1, that is negative 2. I'm sorry, your y should be 3. Minus 3 equals negative 5. Negative 2 minus 3, that is negative 5, is equal to negative 5. Is this statement true? Yes. Meaning to say, negative 1 and 3 is the solution of the first equation. How about the second equation? Negative 2x minus y equals negative 1. So negative 2, your x is negative 1 minus your y is 3 is equal to negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1, that is positive 2, minus 3 is equal to negative 1. So negative 1 is equal to negative 1. The statement is true, meaning to say negative 1 and 3 is the solution of the second equation. So therefore, negative 1 and 3 is the solution of the given system. Any question?